Hi, I'm Major Roger Bicknell and I'm a retired Army officer. And you found me because you typed in what jobs are there in the Army and you chose my video as a means of helping you make this decision. So without much ado, I'm going to share my screen with you so that I can walk you through how to find the way ahead. And I believe you are now seeing my screen, and I'm just going to go to this new tab, and you can either just put Army in the search or paste the keyword in that you did before. What jobs are there in the Army? And we hit enter and we get the normal Google search return. Here, because I'm in the UK, it's come up with army.mod.uk. If you're in the US or Canada, it will probably come up with your national website for the service. So I'll take you there now and walk you through what you want to do. Here's the Army website. I'm sure you probably already found that and you were, oh, this is massive. But you asked the question, what jobs there are in the Army. So let's take a look. If we click here, careers in the Army, and go to role finder above the yellow strip saying start your application, which you don't want to do yet. We've got search by role or keyword. The keyword you're already using is what jobs are there in the Army. Click the magnifying glass and it says here for that result there are 152 different choices. Now, just to show you some of the things available, you might want to be a specialist driver. And you can click on there and go through and find out the information. And there's lots of information, whether it's regular or reserve Army. Now, I'll come back to the role finder and we'll just have a look at another one here. You could be a military policeman. And again, more information. So, but as I say, there is 152 of these over 11 odd pages. I would strongly recommend you go through, because when you do get to joining the Army, you will be asked to give 3 choices, your first, second and third choice. I would recommend you perhaps pick out 4 to 6 at this stage, and then you will research those in more detail. And I say this because when my son joined the Army, he was actually looking at being an electronic warfare operator. And he, after going through the system and being made to give 3 choices, he actually changed his whole liking and he decided to follow myself into ammunition, though I would have never been brave enough to even have suggested it to him, because my wife might have shot me for it. Now, we need to just go back to the Google Hangout here. One bit of advice I would have, and this bit of advice came from my father years ago now, over 50 years ago, this bit of advice he gave me. He said, because I was going through the query of going to Sandhurst or going to university, to read about geology. And he said, if you choose the army, you will have a fantastic life, but it won't make you rich. It won't make you wealthy. It will not turn you into Richard Branson or Donald Trump. But you will do things in life that they've never even come near doing. And that is fantastic. But the other thing about the armed services, because they're large organisations, politicians have a problem with our pensions. And therefore, and the pension I get now is not available to the young today, because our politicians don't like giving money away. They want the money to give to their pet projects. So, but one of the great things about serving these days is wherever you go, you will have good broadband. And one of the things is when you're serving in Afghanistan or Iraq or Africa, the services will be giving you a good internet connection. And so if you've got a little business on the side, doesn't need to be a big one, but it can be building up a nice pension pot for you. And that's what I would advise you to do. Have a look round and see if you can boost. Now, if you found my information helpful to looking into your career in the army, but would like to find out what I do online, please go to the Online Mentoring Centre. You'll find a link for it in the description below this video. I wish you all the best with your career in the army. I had a great life, and a lot of my friends did. As you can see, we're getting on, but there's still room for young people to enjoy life. All the best. Thanks.